I often review my students' cover letters and I find general mistakes and misconceptions, so I decided to share my insights and give examples to increase your chances of success. First, a few words about the purpose of the cover letter. It is not a summary of your resume. It's also not just a formality. The cover letter gives you the chance to introduce yourself and briefly explain why you're a good match for the organization. It's an opportunity to bring out your personality. I start with the format. You want to keep it short on one page with 250 to 400 words and a readable font size. A style with a good portion of white space and a decent design makes the letter much more appealing. You can even set the colors to match with the brand of the organization you're applying to. The letter formats differ with the country. In some countries you use a subject line. Inform yourself about the right letter format. Now, many students start with "Dear Sir" or "Madam" or "To whom it may concern." You want to show that you made an effort to do your basic research about the organization. It's going to be more impactful when you address the person who's going to be reading your letter. Use the name of the person in charge provided on the job ad, the name of the hiring manager, or the name of the head of the department. You gotta do your research on the organization's website, on LinkedIn or Google. Browse for articles and interviews and verify if the person is still working there. If you can't find anything or don't want to make an effort, I recommend writing "Dear Hiring Manager" or "Dear Hiring Team." Now comes the first and most important paragraph. I'm going to walk you through different strategies and give you one example. In general, you want to match your skills and experience with what the organization requires from the candidate. You'll find most of that information in the job description. But you can also extract it from the company's profile. Now, as a student, you may naturally feel that you don't have much experience. That's okay. No one expects a student to list half a dozen big achievements. You can focus on one thing that stands out and gives the person in charge the feeling that they should at least talk to you in an interview. But what is that one thing? You can show your passion. If you're applying for a robotics company and you're a maker type who builds stuff at home, you're probably a great match. You can open with a success story. Maybe you took part in a relevant student project or competition and came out with great results. You can talk about how you align with the mission of the organization. Let's say because you apply for an environmental NGO and you've done some volunteer work yourself. You can pick one story, achievement, or good experience from a variety of things like your courses, project work, internships, hobbies, and whatnot. Maybe just an assignment that you did a really good job with. You may have read in a blog that you can start with a funny opener. It can work, but there's also a huge risk involved. Just imagine a senior with 20 years of work experience writing a silly opener. You'll probably say, "Wow, so much experience and still a cheerful attitude." Now imagine a 20-year-old student writing a silly opener. That can easily give an immature image if it isn't executed really well. You pick something from your experience that you can relate to the job or the organization. Relating to the job description is more straightforward. If you send out a speculative application, you relate to the organization's values, mission, products, services, latest news, projects, potentially required skills, and else to make a strong connection between you and them. Again, one good connection is sufficient. Now comes the biggest mistake about the first paragraph. I want to show that with an example. There are several mistakes in here, but the biggest one is that the student made this application about himself and not the company. Companies are not interested in what you will enjoy and gain from working there. They want to know what you can contribute to them. Let's face it, they're paying for it. You don't have to add your name, your education, and other basic information in the beginning of your letter. You want to get to the interesting part as quickly as possible. You've already provided your name in the application form, resume, and the top of the cover letter. The last sentence is purely generic. Avoid all generic sentences like "I'm motivated" or "I'm a great team player." Use real facts to transmit your message in a subtle and more effective way. I'm going to give you one example and highlight a few things that I think are done well. We're applying for a student job as a spacecraft electrical engineer. Here are some of the requirements. Some of them are of technical nature, others are related to soft skills. Let's start with the first paragraph. We mention the position we're applying for. With the second sentence, we're addressing the product line of the company, showing that we've done our research. We're also showing that we have interest in that topic and technical knowledge. But here's what the second part does in addition. It creates a hook. If I'd be running the company, I'd certainly want to know what's going to follow. I highly recommend that you use a tool like the Hemingway app. It analyzes your sentences and you can improve them. Most cover letters that I read have very long sentences and it's hard to follow the chain of thought. Using the Hemingway app can be an eye-opening experience, and I guarantee it will improve your writing style. Let's go to the second paragraph. We resolve the hook and mention our admiration in a subtle way. Then we tell a short story about ourselves that is relevant for the position. Instead of praising ourselves in a general way, we focus on what we did to achieve results. Did you notice how this sentence already includes 2 important keywords from the requirements? Plus, it shows that you're able to work in a structured way. In the third paragraph, we tackle a few more of the requirements. Here's something that I highly recommend. Use a testimonial if you can think of one from the past. It enhances your credibility. In the last paragraph, you want to sound positive and not too overconfident. There are things that I personally like. For example, highlighting your references to make you more trustworthy. Writing down that you're open to other positions. I think that is important. You never know what projects the company has in the pipeline. I've seen it so many times that someone applied for a position but got asked if they'd be interested in another one. Finally, you can thank the person for their time. You can also wish them good luck with finding a good candidate. It's nice to show appreciation to someone who must pick one candidate from hundreds of applications a week. Some final remarks. You may say doing this research and tailoring the letter is a lot of effort. Yes, it is. This effort may increase your chances significantly, but you should decide how much effort you want to invest case by case. Pick a few favorite organizations and invest time on tailoring your cover letter. For some low priority organizations, you can invest less time or even send a more general cover letter. You can give it a shot, and sometimes this works too. You'll find more videos about the application process on my channel Study Fox. I recommend checking out the videos How to Get a Student Job and 42 Fatal Resume Mistakes. I wish you good luck with your applications.